Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's Failrace episode with absolute Lego builds on GTA 5, completing the very first of the heist. Fairly straightforward part. You have to just drive underneath the helicopter. The cutscene takes care of it. Said helicopter manages to lose the magnet. Now, admittedly, it's just a visual glitch on the show. It would have been funny had that broken off and the game really not known what to do with the ending of the heist. I can't say I've come across that one before, though. Yeah. Good old strange visual glitches. We have Invisible AK up next on GTA 5. Now, this was during the mad racing up a mountain video we did a little while ago. First, panics, tries to get out of the way of a tank and misses, it falls off the map. Okay, fair enough, when you've got to get the Panto out of the way, the tank is going to crash. Gets reset immediately into the path of a tank. Would have probably been better to go forward and make the most of the ghost mode. The second tank, though, that sees to it that the Panto is going to go even further down the mountain. It wasn't just me bullying Stevie in that one, other people had bad luck as well, it would seem. Bacon Killer is up next on GTA 5 and is trying to take out a police helicopter that, sure enough, is kind of successful. The problem is that, well, while it's kind of gone down, the helicopter is still in some ways going. Going is very, very loosely describing what this thing is doing. Spinning around and chewing up the floor is probably a better way. Somehow it's still active. I don't quite know how. And now the police eventually have started getting in position to shoot the player, but no, the helicopter's still going, still spinning around. The blades are chewing up a standing air. It is the strongest helicopter in existence, that one. Still, it continues to go and continues to go. Maybe the player shot out the tail rotor is the only thing I can think of in this. It does eventually lose the rotors and explode, but that is seriously impressive, I've got to say. Dark Moth is up next on Horizon 4. Having a little race amongst friends down one of the rather fast kind of country roads, if you like, chasing down the HSV. As a sneakily hidden AI car gets in the way, the poor Renault comes off a lot worse. HSV hits it, bounces it across into the path of the Clio that has nowhere to go, and Clio ends up well off of the road. We're on to Horizon 5 next with a KJK, this running on a cross-country race, heading up towards the finish line when a sneaky overtake attempt is done and successful by Jaguar I-Pace. That's a hell of a jump. I-Pace landing on the roof of the Ram and carried to the finish line, and nothing the player in the Ram can do. It accelerates, it's just going to carry the I-Pace quicker. Maybe if you could have shaken from side to side quick enough, you might have got it off the roof, but it would have been a difficult one. It would have been a difficult one to go either way. Lofted Club is up next on the long drive. Now, they're parked up with their vehicle. They go to shut the door, and, well, the game decided that's enough of that. The car pings itself off to space. It does come back down, and thankfully doesn't kill the player, so that's something at least. But yeah, that was a very angry Gulf. I've seen enough weird stuff in long drive, let's say that's probably not the weirdest thing. Chaos is up next, also on the long drive, going very, very quickly in the Fury. It's very soft, bouncy suspension, and that's kind of good. It was cushioning the bumps. When the car lands half off the road, half on the road, that's when physics has had enough, and it's going to go for a big tumbly roll, and it's still rolling, and a backflip's involved there. We're still not quite rolling anymore, out of control. I mean, it does land on its wheels and can carry on surprisingly well, given everything. Calvin Toller on Gran Turismo 7 finds the jumps. I mean, this place is notoriously bad for cars falling over, but this is a Toyota not really knowing when to stop rolling. We've seen those on the Horizon games, not seen it on Gran Turismo before. But yeah, the Toyota rally car really did go for a spectacular amount of tumbles. Police 428 on Live for Speed is doing a spot of autocross with, I don't even know what sort of car this is, something incredibly old and very softly sprung. And I mean, you can already see it having some problems with body roll through these sections, and sure enough, it's gone over as well. That's not quite how autocross is supposed to go. Funny, but not how it's supposed to work in all of this. Overwatch Owl is up next on F1 2019 with, I think it was a Leclerc trying to, get in the way, basically. I think it was a breaking down car It looked like it was breaking down and the AI was trying to get it out of the way. The problem is, in trying to get it out of the way, it swerved in front of the player at the last second, and, you know, there's nothing you can really do. Yeah, you're expecting it to stay out, and then just as it changes direction, nothing the player can do in that one. It's unfortunate for them as they end up straight into the wall and out of the race. Mike is up next on Ultima Blister 2. This is with some AIs having trouble at the Nürburgring GP circuit. All the cars trying to fit into the chicane, and it doesn't really work, and this one just decides to do a kickflip halfway through the chicane. I mean, the crash was always going to happen trying to fit that many cars into the chicane. It's just how it was going to go, but I don't quite know why that decided. I'm guessing it's the whole open-wheeled cars, wheels interlocking, physics engines going, I don't know what to do, and just throwing them about. This is from further back. You see them head towards the corner and just, yep, all of a sudden, we're going to decide that should be somehow randomly up into the air. That happens. Paul Scott up next on Assetto Corsa, running at high speed through here when it runs a little bit too wide, bumps the barrier. It's one, it's two spins, and nicely controlled to be back pointing the right way. That could have gone. The speeds involved, that could have gone so much worse. To manage to get it back under control, pointing the right way, and going again. Yeah. Really not too bad at all. Mr. Unlucky Gamer up next with, well, what is very unlucky. Crossroad hit, one of the most vicious ones I think I've ever seen on this game. That is brutal. I mean, the crossover here doesn't get much action anyway because the track's so big and spread out. But that is possibly one of the heaviest hits I've seen on Wreckfest. Certainly at that sort of a crossover. That is, yeah, that's an ouch. I'm amazed that car survived, to be honest. But there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. There'll be a link in the description of this video. All the rules, how it works, can be found on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.